there, friends, and welcome back to the Ohio and Pennsylvania and to this July 2025 update. So since May, we've had quite a bit going on here. So start off, I'm actually going to throw it back to right around when I released the video in May. I was down at the NMRA mid central region. I had to remember what region I'm in. Regional convention. So I'm going to roll a couple clips of that, and then I'll be back with you in just a second.
Basically, he built a version of one of the main railroads. Okay. That's built for locomotives and everything.
That gives the reason why kids like trains. What's the magic?
The magic is watching it run. I'm going to do it.
And we don't seem to have, not having any trouble getting going here. About 22% of any reverses and section 9.
So, what it is, the downside to take 70 shot is some of the things you learn to do including yeah, it's DT 6 folks said yesterday, the dumbest concept in the world is that we expect nobody will try and make an electrical concept in the world, but it's really small. What do we do?
It doesn't even compare. The sound qualities.
Is that Tsunami or TCS?
That's the Rapido. It's got, I think it's got,
Loc
yes,
sound.
yeah, look
Yeah.
sound. So what I have is I have excursion,
Ran ski train.
Mid-Ohio Railway.
Well, you bought the cars from the old ski train.
So we got, yeah.
Wait for the smoke from this one guy, really skilled. How do you know it's yes?
You don't, yeah. And again, some of the stuff just bends and flexes, and that's the biggest problem. I mean, even
Right.
One down the side.
that's just it. That's the biggest problem. Is it's the quality of resin.
Orange, white, so they're printing with those colors.
So some guys, so like this guy's painting them and then sending them.
Yeah.
But
Can you pick that up?
yeah. But that's also the guy that uses a super fragile.
Yeah, see, this is like a.
But the chair's nice on that.
Yeah. And that thing rolls like a pen, doesn't it?
It does. It's beautiful. Where'd you find that one?
It's this Viper Industrial VYPER. It's like a shop chair. It'll roll over anything. I mean, it rolls over the carpet and it runs to the road with boards and rear.
wheels.
So I was trying to be true to prototype, and I just there were a couple things I didn't like about it. And so yeah, real nice out there. Yes, it is. But what happened is that.
Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed those clips. The clinics were pretty good, and I also enjoyed operating on the Mid-Ohio Railroad. Michael Percy's layout. Both were good. So, yeah. Yeah, it's always good to see another freelancer who's also doing modern day. So, yeah. With that, there's been a good bit of changes to the layout for this update, so I'm going to go ahead and take you on a tour around and show you what we've done. Okay, friends, well, welcome to the update on layouts. So, first thing you might notice, before we even get to anything on the layout, you can notice the layout's a lot brighter now. Well, that's thanks to us finally installing some of these LED lights up here. They are extremely bright and certainly do light up the layout. My only regret there was placing them over a bit far that makes this side of the cars shaded. But other than that, lights have been a fantastic upgrade. Makes it so much easier to see what we're doing. So, moving on to actual track work. We've got these 2 tracks now in service in the yard. The edge tracks are now in service, so those were put in over the last month, as well as the rest of the yard tracks. I don't remember exactly how much of those was done before the last update, so you might have seen some of this already, but yeah, the whole yard is now in, which is great. Along with that, just tonight, we started working on installing this track here. This is a stub end track that's going to lead over here, and you can kind of see it outlined here, but that's going to be where the engine terminal is here at Chardon. So when power comes off trains like that one over there, we're not going to have too many trains originating and terminating here, but there'll be enough for some small power swaps here. So with that, let's go ahead and move under the layout now. So underneath the layout here, you can see there's been a good bit of changes. We've got basically all the wiring done now, except for the couple of feeders going to the engine terminal tracks. So that's nice to have done. And you can see it going all the way down there onto the other module as well. Some other stuff though, and I'll come back and talk about this just here in a second. These modules up here are for the Layout Command Control System, LCC. I've had LCC stuff for a while, so I figured I was going to use it as my control system for signals, switches, block detection, etc. And that's what I'm using it for here. So this is a tower LCC that has 2 modules connected to it. One over here, they're both BOD4 CPs from railroad circuits. They're designed to hold 4 block detectors and 2 switches. So, and that's per one of these modules. So right now this one has a lot more than that one over there, but that'll eventually equal out. So you can see here, for instance, since I've still got layout power on, there's a train in there. There's several blocks that have been illuminated. We'll get back to that just in a second. You can also see here, we've started with switch machines. So this one's fully installed and operational here. That's controlling one of the turnouts onto the main line. I would do the other mainline one, but it is, you can see the hole for it right there, and there's a lot of wiring around there, and tortoise just won't fit there. So I'm going to have to buy an MP4, which is what I intend to use for the rest of the turnouts. So the other tortoise is going right here on this turnout to the transload siding. So yeah, that's partially installed. We haven't finished it yet, but it'll get done here soon. And that's about it for under the layout though. But yeah, lots of progress there with getting wiring done. Yeah, and you can see more wiring here on the front. So we're pretty much done on that stage as well, which is exciting. Just a couple other things I'll have to run underneath. Probably gonna have to run a DC power bus for those switches, as well as command bus for power or plug-in points for throttles. So other than that though, we're looking pretty good. We're probably just going to tidy up some of this wiring hanging around. But going back to LCC here, I want to go overview one of the last things of the month. or 2 months, that'll be block detection and switches. So moving over to computer now, you can see here, this is the start of the dispatcher's panel for the Lake Ranch sub. So eventually this will have much more off this way, but for now this is all we have, so that's it represented there. So pretty simple here. This is using JMRI and CATS, so CAN-DRAG Automated Traffic System, which is an extension for JMRI that projects it as a modern dispatching panel, which I like, and since we're in modern era, that seems applicable. So yeah, it's a little bit harder to work with, but it's really not that bad at the end of the day. So yeah, you can see here where each of these blocks is detected is red, so that makes sense given we have a train occupying that area here, as well as both switches and the siding still. So yeah, it works really well. Been quite happy with it so far. Turnout also works well. I just can't throw it for you right now since the train is sitting on there at the moment. But as you saw in intro, it works well as well. So that's been the other thing I've been working on. It certainly is starting to look good. Eventually we'll have signals here too. I do intend this to be CTC controlled system because of the overhead traffic and Amtrak. But we will go from there on that. That'll be a later thing. So with that, I will throw it back to present me to go over the next step. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed seeing what's been done on layout. Sure has been a lot of progress this month. Everything from lights to wiring to switches to block detectors. Certainly been a lot going on. But also in the way of equipment, there's a lot been going on as well. So I'll go ahead and throw to a clip of me introducing some of my new equipment this month, as well as some locomotives I've been working on. So I'll be back with you in just a second. So as for rolling stock this month, there hasn't been a ton of acquisitions. There's been a lot of work on all these here. All these here have been equipped with, and those on the main siding over there have been equipped with resistors on both trucks, and they both work. So those are now doing my fleet detection, which allows the block detection to work properly. So that's been an extravaganza. About half my fleet hasn't worked, so I'm going to have to go back and fix them. But most are working at least one axle. The only really new cars I have this month are these cars from Home Shops. So we've got the South Ridge Lines Cardinal System boxcar. These are all Berlin Mills boxcars. This is probably my favorite of the bunch, just because it's not as well known of a freelance, but I think it's cool, and I have a friend who has personal ties to it, so yeah. The lesser known equivalent to the Virginia and Ohio and the Appalachian lines, which this is a boxcar for, marks my second V&O car on the layout. I have a kind of a picky list of which short lines, or which ones I want on my layout and which ones I don't, just because I want to keep a consistent scheme of layouts going, or freelances that can fit in with my realm. So the V&O makes it, and it's also fairly close to me, same with South Ridge Lines. And then, of course, I have one for the Allagash as well. Recently, that's become more of an inspiration to me. I actually just bought a book in the last 2 months and read it on the Allagash, so it was a very interesting read. Unfortunately, the car is going to have to be re-stenciled due to the recent change, and now it's the Androshkin in Western Maine, so it's going to be patched out for that eventually, and weathered heavily, as are these other two cars going to be. So yep, that's the only new freight cars I have for the month, but we also got a couple locomotives that have been upgraded and are new. So we'll jump first to that one back there, and we'll go from there. So first up for locomotives, here we have my only new arrival for the month. This is Scale Trains' AC44C6M. This is in the Horsehead scheme. So we'll just take a quick look here. It's really well detailed, really fantastic looking model. So yeah. I'm very happy with the model though. I've heard some people online say the sound isn't exactly accurate, so I'll have to update that at some point, but this is what it currently sounds like. So yeah, might have to tweak sounds here a little bit. But other than that, great looking model, and happy to have this model with my fleet. I think it's they're very prevalent across the US, and so happy to have one here on the layout. So with that, we'll move on to some of my rebuilt locomotives for the month. So first up here we have one of my two -840CMs. They're both -840CMs. This is the one you might have seen in another update that's been patched out for the Highland, Pennsylvania on side hood. But it has now been upgraded with a scale sound system speaker. So it sounds much better now. So I'll just let you listen in for a second here. So yeah, it sounds pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. And it'll be good now. It's pretty much done, so it's ready to go. Now we'll move on to the other one of these. So as I was mentioning, I have another -840CM. This is from the original Rapido run of them. This is from the new run that came out last year. And honestly, the speaker that came with it was not very good. So this one also now has a scale sound system speaker. But in addition to that, if you look closely at the side now, you can see, if it'll focus, it is also patched out for the Ohio, Pennsylvania now. So yeah, it's smaller patching because of the paint scheme on the side, but I think it looks great as well, just different variety. They're patched out because the Ohio and Pennsylvania had to rush them into service due to it being winter conditions, and that's what they bought them for. So they only got patched out, not repainted. So for my era I'm running, late summer 2024, that's why they look like that. So I'll let you listen in real quick, and then we'll jump back to Trev for concluding thoughts. So with that, back to Trev to end the video. Okay, friends, I hope you enjoyed seeing all those new equipment things. I'm enjoying how those speakers are turning out. It sounds much better now. Still some other projects underway there with locomotives. I've got a couple others that I've gotten new speakers, but they're waiting to get stripped. and repainted before they'll come back out. I've also managed to short circuit a locomotive. I've got to figure out how the heck I did that. But that's not for now. One other project I've been working on this month. First of all, I've been working on updating the railroad's backstory and route map. Other than that, yeah, I've just been working on learning how to do painting with airbrushing. So here in the next update, I should have my first locomotive as well as the first freight car painted for the Ohio and Pennsylvania. I'm really excited to show off how those have turned out. I'm really happy with how they look. And yeah, sure, they're not perfect, but for a first attempt, I think they turned out pretty well. So hopefully those will be ready for the next update. So other than that, this video hopefully should be released in mid-July. So if you're seeing this before July 13th, that week I'll be up at the NMRA National Convention in Novi, Michigan. So I'll be there all week. Got a lot of operating sessions and layout tours and clinics to do. I'm going to be taking a friend of mine up there, Andrew, so I'm really looking forward to sharing some of that with you guys. So hopefully there'll be a video series for that, so stay tuned after the July update. So with that, I'm going to wrap this video up here. I hope you guys enjoyed this update for the Ohio and Pennsylvania. I'm looking forward to seeing some more progress here in the next couple months with getting all the track work here done in Chardon Yard. Most of it's already done, just got a little bit more left to do. Starting to build these next modules as well as putting up backdrop and starting on scenery. So a lot of exciting stuff coming up, plus hopefully a first operating session here in the next couple months. So lots to look forward to. So hope you guys stay tuned for that. So with that, I'm going to sign off for the evening. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.